Hi friends! So today we are joined by a guest, Jessy. Jessy has very generously agreed to lend me her kitchen for recording this.
I'm not a vegan, but I am a vegetarian, so I'm halfway there. And that's why I'm here today.
And we're gonna be making vegan Rice Krispie Treats using peanut butter and corn syrup to bond the Rice Krispies together instead of marshmallows, which typically are not vegan or vegetarian because of gelatin. This recipe is from Peta's Vegan College Cookbook, which has a lot of great ideas in terms of substitutions and also just like pretty easy recipes that you can make using like microwaves if you're living in a college dorm. Yeah, so in terms of ingredients, we have our Rice Krispie Treats, not treats, Rice Krispies, and you don't need name brand, you can always use store brand if you want. It was just, this was a bigger box, honestly. And then sugar, I have mine in a Tupperware because I have a 10-pound bag of sugar. I bought it in bulk and I did not want to carry that. And then some peanut butter and corn syrup. Yeah, so let's get started.
So the first step is to get your measuring cup, and we're gonna get 6 cups of these Rice Krispie things. So here we go. Was that 4?
That was 4.
6. Voila.
So our next step is going to be putting together our sugar, corn syrup, and peanut butter into a microwave-safe bowl so that we can microwave them and melt them down. So you need 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of corn syrup, and I brilliantly did not prep the corn syrup, so that took an extra minute. What fun. Corn syrup's fun too because it's very gloopy. Right, there we go. And I always like to use a fork when I'm using sticky ingredients like this to kind of just help get them out. And then you'll of course be using that same fork to stir later, so it's not like you're dirtying an extra dish or anything. And now for the cup of peanut butter. And this is where a fork really does come in handy because you just kind of scoop it in. Okay, and then into the bowl. And now we're gonna mix everything together before we microwave it. It doesn't have to be a perfect mix, but you do want it to be fairly thorough. And really focus on making sure the sugar gets mixed in, because if you just microwave it and the sugar isn't very mixed, it'll crystallize in a very interesting way, but won't help your Rice Krispie Treats. And it's cool when you have clear bowls like this because you can actually check the bottom and see for sugar spots. So I can see that I have one near the center. I know I need to just do a little bit of work scraping my fork through there. And then now we have it all mixed together, the sugar, the corn syrup, and the corn syrup, and the peanut butter. We're gonna put them in the microwave for 1-minute increments to get that sugar to melt.
Oh, is it hot? No, it's good.
Yeah, be careful with glass bowls. They could be hot. Not after a minute, but if you're doing this a couple times.
So once you take it out of the microwave, you just want to stir it in between. Quinn said that this might take a few times, so this is the first try. And then we will put it back in. Let me just do that for now. Alright, so this is our second time stirring, and something important to keep in mind is that you know the sugar has melted when the mixture is more smooth, so we're definitely getting there. Alright, third time is a charm, and it's looking like we are pretty much there. Quinn gave it the A-OK, so we're gonna move forward with this.
Alright, so now that the mixture is thoroughly liquid, we're gonna go ahead and pour it in. Our glass bowl is hot, as just a little disclaimer, but I don't mind.
Scalding my fingers off?
Yeah, I slightly burned my pinky, but like, I'm used to it.
It's an everyday thing.
It happens.
As a professional chef, this is just something you experience.
I've done worse. This has nothing on popcorn oil. Alright. Woo! No idea. Okay.
We're gonna mix this with our fingers, right?
Not quite yet. Alright, I'm gonna put this in the sink and grab some cold water in it. Not that this is needed for the camera, literally just for your information.
Yeah!
To make it easier to clean.
Yeah!
And now we're gonna do the most fun part, actually making the Rice Krispie Treats. So instead, there's two different ways you can do this. The more traditional way is where you pour these into like a pan and then slice them into squares once they cool. The first time I made this recipe, I did not have a knife, so I couldn't do that, and I came up with the idea to roll them into balls, more similar to like popcorn balls. So that is what we're gonna be doing. We both just very thoroughly washed our hands, an important step. And now we're gonna take handfuls of the Rice Krispies and we're just gonna roll them into little balls. And the peanut butter and the corn syrup and sugar will naturally just stick to itself. So you can just, grab a handful and then you just pack them together. No, that's good.
I know.
And so you just want them to be pretty compact. Voila. So we made about 21, assuming I counted correctly, lovely little peanut butter Rice Krispie balls. And so you gotta let them cool for a little bit. I can't give you an exact time because it definitely depends on like the temperature of your house and like the humidity and the seasons and all of that. But once they cool, they're gonna completely solidify. So then you won't be able to just squish them as easily. But once they cool completely, they also won't stick to anything else but each other. So you can easily stick them in like a Ziploc bag if you're gonna bring them for lunch. Yeah. What's the verdict on the bowl scrapings?
Like, what?
Do you like, are they good? Does it?
Oh, I see. It's delicious. I realized I was eating this and then I fixed one of the balls. So that one's mine because it has all my germs on it.
Right, so go ahead and take the germy one for video so we can see that we're not serving her contaminated Rice Krispie treat to anyone else. Okay, go. Why don't you taste test it for the camera?
Yeah, it's really good. It's good warm too.